Peace and blessings minus the stressing. I pray you walk in the divine path for which you were destined. It's your brother in business, King Rob, back yet again with another video. And in this one, we talking money and social media. TikTok's financial contribution to the American economy. And what's the potential impact of a ban? Check it out. So TikTok, we all know what they're facing. It's been a long time coming with the potential for an American ban. And we wanted to kind of get into who it is, who owns it, and how does America and TikTok coincide financially. So TikTok is the short form video platform owned by ByteDance, something that I never knew until researching this particular video. And ByteDance, an overview of them really quickly. They were founded in March of 2012. They're headquartered in Beijing, China. Their founder is Zhang Yiming. And their industry is technology, artificial intelligence, and internet services. So covers quite a spread. The core mission for ByteDance is to inspire creativity and enrich life through its technology-driven products and services. So that company has a lot of key products. Two of them that we're well familiar with would be TikTok and CapCut, which ironically, or not even ironically, but the majority of people use to make TikTok videos, to edit their videos. ByteDance is also expanding into gaming, music, streaming, education, and cloud services. So a little bit about ByteDance financially. They're one of the most valuable private companies globally, with a valuation exceeding $200 billion as of recent reports. So a lot of their revenue comes from advertisements from platforms like TikTok, in-app purchases, e-commerce integrations, licensing, and cloud services. They do have a technological edge when you're thinking artificial intelligence. They're a leader in AI-driven content recommendation systems, which power its platforms to provide personalized user experience, cookie-driven information gathering with AI-driven content recommendation, basically. And data analytics. Its systems analyze vast amounts of user data to optimize engagement, ensuring its apps are highly addictive and effective for advertisers, which, that's the way the world works at this moment in time. All the information about yourself and what your habits are, whether viewing, spending, whatever, that data is collected and it's optimized to place the right things in front of you to buy. That's what it's all about. That's what this world revolves around. ByteDance's global presence operates in over 150 countries and regions, and they employ tens of thousands of people worldwide. So once again, this is the company that owns TikTok. Their major offices outside of China include locations in the U.S. in Los Angeles and New York. And they're in Singapore, London, and Dublin. So ByteDance face a lot of regulatory scrutiny globally due to concerns about data privacy, which we've all heard, security, and its potential ties to the Chinese government. Governments and governmental scrutiny, including the U.S., have debated or imposed restrictions on ByteDance products for one reason or the next, mainly because they're getting a whole lot of money, and mainly because, the U.S. or whatever your home government will rather monetize your information and what you like versus having an outsider do it. That's just what it is. That's just how it is. I think sometimes urban people are more accepting of outside people than really anybody else, but that's a totally different topic and video. Geopolitical tensions for ByteDance. The company is at the center of a U.S.-China technology rivalry. So that complicates its operations and expansion plans, obviously, which is why we're here today speaking about it. Content moderation. The ByteDance has faced criticism for its content moderation practices and alleged censorship. That's in some of their other platforms, not as much in TikTok, but still, is what it is. They're a huge company getting a lot of money, so there's always going to be some issues. ByteDance is diversifying its portfolio in the enterprise software, cloud computing, gaming, and more, smartly to reduce reliance on its flagship platforms, especially when you get in the backlash and the pushback that they're getting behind the whole TikTok thing. So a little bit of overview on the parent company, ByteDance, which owns and has fueled the popularity and the optimization of the data that TikTok, you can get stuck on TikTok forever, right? And TikTok in real time learns you and learns what you like. As with everything else, they're not standing by themselves in this. They're not this lone wolf, but they're not American made and homegrown, which a lot of companies aren't, but still, it's only so much you're going to take when your home is spending with outside of the home and you want a piece of that. So I imagine there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't see or know about, and it all revolves around percentages. Who's getting what, who's making what, and can we make more, especially off the backs of our own people. So TikTok, obviously, as said before, is a short form video platform. It's become a major player in the digital economy, the global digital economy. And that's something I wanted to focus on today to really see how much bread is being broke between the U.S. and TikTok. In the United States, it has not only reshaped how people consume and create content, but has emerged as a powerful economic driver. TikTok has had financial contributions to the American economy, and the potential effects of a ban. We will look at, the pros and cons of an action should it come to full fruition. TikTok has had, like I said, some financial contributions, including job creation. TikTok employs thousands of people directly within the U.S., including engineers, marketing professionals, and content moderators, people that don't necessarily create content but benefit off of the platform and what's being done in general. So indirectly, the platform has spurred jobs in digital marketing, influencer management, content creation, and e-commerce. So a lot of things spill over from the platform itself. Small business support is another financial contribution. Their advertising tools have empowered countless small businesses to reach new audiences. Viral trends often lead to surges in product demand, significantly benefiting local economies. So not all bad, Influencer economy. Influencers on TikTok earn through brand partnerships, merchandise sales, and sponsored content, driving millions of dollars into the gig economy. A lot of brand partnerships that wouldn't have existed, a lot of brands that wouldn't have known about a particular content creator or vice versa, if not of a platform to bring them together and merge that. So they're a broker in a lot of different ways, a lot of different situations. Ad spending revenue, their ad platform generates billions of dollars annually. A significant portion of that revenue cycling back into the U.S. economy. Real hard to track, but it's there. The pool of shared revenue or recirculated revenue exists, and it's very real, and it's making people a lot of money. Creative and cultural exports. American creators on TikTok export cultural trends globally, enhancing the soft power of the U.S. culture and opening international markets for American businesses. We, as a world globally, we share pieces of culture from other, cultural sources. But when it comes to, global culture, Americans have a lot of influence, especially from the hip hop slash urban community. And these trends, whether it be fashion, music, sports, or just overall way of being, what you would call the swag of one, that is heavily influential across the globe, where, they'll take it and they'll make it their own. They'll spin it into whatever they spin it into, or they'll directly emulate it, and this platform has been really helpful in spreading a lot of the cultural trends. I mean, you can get it off of Instagram and all that, but it's been something about TikTok that is just, since its inception and popularity has grown over here in America, that you've seen an even greater effect on outside countries and cultures when it comes to the American way. So the potential impact of a ban. Let's take a look over that for a second, because I wanted to see, what's going to happen. They've already got, backup apps waiting to get popping if TikTok, gets banned, and there'll always be the new and better version of something. But what specifically will happen if TikTok gets banned? Who will be affected? Well, obviously, first of all, creators and influencers. Thousands of individuals who rely on TikTok for their livelihood will face an income disruption, which, I'm sure the OGs in the game have prepared themselves accordingly. But for somebody that was just getting popping, or for the youngster that was just picking it up and getting fluent in it, a ban could really disrupt the progress if they haven't already prepared themselves to go on to the next platform. So small businesses as well, companies that depend on TikTok's algorithm for cost effective marketing, will lose a vital tool. Long gone are the days where people were, really saving and working to get placed, to get radio ads and TV ads, local print ads. You can have a dish. I work with a company, Sizzling Hot Kitchen. Outside of my real estate, I represent Sizzling Hot Kitchen as far as marketing and some operations. And right now we can take a picture of our fried boudin and upload that directly to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook still. And depending on the type of content we create, will generate a lot of business for us, and get our message out to so many more people, and a more direct audience than just taking on a general TV ad, So small businesses affected a lot, the tech industry, in which everything nowadays is really the tech industry. I'm watching the Joe Budden podcast, and I know he speaks a lot on the music business really being in the hands of the tech industry right now. And, things that are going on are at the source tech wars between tech giants. And so, moving forward, tech and, obviously crypto at this point, these things are going to be running everything, whether it be, advertising or whatever. You can look where that money goes back to, and it's tech. So the broader tech ecosystem may see an effect on innovation and investment in similar platforms, which, when it comes to that, it's a good thing. Things keep growing, spreading, expanding. You can't stop it. It just is what it is until the whole world system crashes. Tech is only going to continue to, the Skynet thing is just going to get stronger and bigger until, maybe a solar flare wipes everything out or something. I don't know. And of course, consumers. Millions of users will lose a source of entertainment, education, and community. Also, a way to stay ahead of the trends or stay up to date with the trends, because sometimes you get money off of knowing what the latest thing is and being able to predict certain trend lines and what's going to be popular. So a lot of cons, a lot of potential negative impacts, but there are some pros. So one of them being, and probably the number one being, national security. A ban could mitigate concerns about data privacy and the potential misuse of user information by foreign entities. The reason that that is not something that I really hugely subscribe to is because that we have domestic uh, data privacy concerns and potential misuse. So, maybe one of those three-letter organizations that keeps an eye and ear on everything that we do might not want somebody outside of them doing the same. I get it. It is what it is. Support for domestic platforms is another pro. If we could eliminate TikTok, that possibly could provide an opportunity for US based social media companies to capture market share, which could potentially boost domestic tech innovation. Like I said, it's all about tech. It's all tech wars. It's all company wars. It's all about what chess pieces you can move on and off the board, and how you can relay certain information and sway public opinion for that support. All a big game, just like everything else. Regulatory clarity. A ban might catalyze clearer regulations on data protection and foreign ownership of digital platforms. I mean, we're always going to be at the mercy of those who control, the country and control those who control the country. So, one way or another, we're going to be victims of data breaching. It's just, will it be domestic or will it be foreign? That's all it is, man. They ain't really fooling nobody with it. Well, no, actually, they are fooling people with it, but there's some people that they ain't fooling with it because we know, whether Coke or Pepsi, man, it's all the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Republican, Democrat, et cetera, et cetera. So foreign domestic data breaching, somebody getting paid off the shit. So some distinct cons of the ban, which we kind of touched on a little bit already, but economic loss, definitely tens of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in economic activity could vanish. Global perception is one of these things. A ban could be seen as what they say is protectionist, potentially harming U.S. relations with trade partners and allies, maybe overly nationalist, if you will. The impact on free expression could be concerning. Restricting access to TikTok could set a concerning precedent for internet freedom in the U.S. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I think it's more, control versus freedom, but that's still something to think about. And limited effectiveness. Data privacy, as we discussed, man, it's just not exclusive to TikTok, and it's not exclusive to a foreign, entity. A ban may not really address the broader systemic challenges in the tech industry. It just may get them out of the way of some money that could be, you know, sequestered domestically. So, I mean, the debate over TikTok's presence in the US is a complex one. It balances economic benefits against national security concern. And while a ban could really address certain risks, it also carries significant downsides that could have a ripple effect across the economy, impacting creators, businesses, and consumers all at the same time. So, whoever's making a policy, they got to weigh these factors carefully. They got to consider the regulatory measures that mitigate risks, really without stifling economic growth and innovation. But it seems to be in the last hour of that, and I don't think that they really care that much. I think it's about a certain sense of nationalism and the money and the tech. So, once again, if you need any housing insights in the Houston market, feel free to hit me up. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, get in the DMs if you need anything from old real estate Rob, aka King Rob. Salute to y'all. Be safe out there if you're here in Houston or in the South or really on that East Coast down to the down South region. We got a freeze coming up, so be safe out there, get through it, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.